Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here then hello and welcome. I hope you're doing very well. So today I am doing my makeup roundup for May and June, and I know that we are quite into July now. We're almost at the end of July, but I really haven't had like much of a chance to sit down and film. I've filmed like one or two videos that have come out before this one, but I just haven't had a chance to kind of like get my brain around everything to talk about in this video. But what I normally do, instead of doing a monthly favorites, I will do them every 2 months, just so I have a lot more to talk about, just because I'm meant to be kind of cutting back on essentially what I am purchasing, but that never really kind of goes well because I tend to buy a lot more than I need, which is like a normal thing. It's a normal thing to do. But yeah, today I just want to sit down and talk to you guys about a lot of products that I've been really enjoying. It's not like everything that I've been using, just because we would be here all week if I would do that. And a lot of these things are more standout, a lot more for positive, and I think there's maybe one or two things that are a bit like not on my favorites. So I mean, we're just going to go in order of like the way that I apply my makeup. So the first thing is by Makeup Revolution, and this is the Superfix 16-hour blur foundation. So it's what I have today, and this is quite an interesting product just because it is very kind of like reminiscent of the Makeup by Mario bronzer, and I know that's weird to say because it's a foundation, but what I meant in the sense of is it has two different ways of applying this. So you've got the pump, and then you've also got a doe foot inside. Now for me, I'm now quite wary of like products that you kind of dip in and out, just because of my rosacea and my very sensitive skin. So for me, when I've been using this, I've mainly been using the pump, and it is quite a nice buildable foundation. Like in the video that I'm playing, it will show that, you know, after like one coat, it's not completely there, and then after like a minimal second coat, it has a bit more kind of coverage to it. So I'm not wearing a concealer today. I'm mainly just wearing the foundation, just so you can kind of get a look of, you know, the shading and how it works and stuff. So this is shade F1N. I'm guessing that's fair one neutral. I hope so. But yeah, when it comes to me like shade matching myself, I'm not very good at that. So what I tend to do is I look at the pictures and the examples on the Revolution website, because it just seems like an easier way, because a lot of times these products are not out in physical stores like months and months until they've come out, and I really want to like try them when they come out. But yeah, this is a decent foundation. I'm not going to say it's my favorite one, because the Skin Silk one is probably one of my favorite Revolution foundations ever, and it's such a nice foundation, whereas with this I feel like you have to do a bit more work, and it does look quite nice on my skin. It's meant to be blurring. I never quite know what blurring means, unless it's meant to be there to like kind of minimize pores and stuff, but this does emphasize my pores just a tad, like around my nose area and my cheeks, and it's a tad drying. Like I don't have a primer on today, so I just wanted to see how it worked by itself, and it is nice longevity wise. Like it's doing quite well on my top lip, so I've had this on, I'd say, about 20 minutes when I've just been applying and filming the kind of snippets for you guys. But it's doing quite well, and it is a very warm day today. I do have my fan on in this room, so it is helping a bit, but I do need to like wear it like for maybe 9-10 hours when I'm going to work one day and see how it goes. So yeah, this is essentially the first product that I have been enjoying this month. So let's move on to the next one. So this is by the Beauty Crop. So this is the Weightless Wonder serum foundation. So I used this in a full face of Beauty Crop recently, because I was given a voucher and I was like, let me see what's available. And it's been a while since I've tried any of their kind of like foundations, because the last one that I tried I did not like at all. I think it was extremely drying. It was just not really for me. So with this, it's a nice kind of tin. I don't know, when it says serum foundation, I mean, it's obviously there with like some skin benefits. So this has got caffeine, sequeline, and pathanol. Pathanol. Yep. Again, a lot of things that I wouldn't understand, but obviously on the side, it tells you what they do, and you know, it's meant to be lightweight and helps the skin brighten and firmer. more radiant, more soothing. I mean, when I tried this on, the coverage is more buildable than anything. When it comes to like skin tints and stuff, like they're very like hit and miss for me. So some skin tints can be very full coverage, or some can be like barely there. My skin has been quite decent recently. I don't know if the sun is somehow benefiting me, because there's a couple of days a week where I am outside. For example, with work, I have to be outside for at least like half of the day. And because it's been so hot, I'm not out there as much, but it's still somehow benefiting my skin. And normally when it comes to rosacea, you're meant to be like the opposite, where you're trying to like stay out of the sun as much as possible. But anyway, going back to this tint, because my skin has been quite nice, it looked pretty decent. And again, it's quite watery and it's quite runny. The like kind of packaging itself is quite interesting. It's like a squeezy kind of product, and it took a while for the product to come out because I didn't want too much to come out. So when you squeeze it, I don't want it to go like to like explode. But I feel like this is quite nice. I do need to give it like a few more goes. This is in the shade Oat Latte. When I was buying this, I think the few shades before this were sold out, so this was like the closest that I could get to like what I would, you know, use for my skin tone. But it's nice. I mean, I haven't tried the concealer because I purchased the concealer for another foundation which they came out with. The concealer is nice. I'd probably again have to give it a few more goes like this, so I might have to give this like another try. I've tried it twice already and I do like it, so yeah, that's essentially what I was kind of getting to the point of. But yeah, it's a nice foundation. It's still like full price at the moment because I guess it's still like one of their newer foundations, but yeah, it's quite decent. So that was foundations. Let's go on to contour. So this is a product that I'm not too like happy with, if that makes sense. Not happy with, I just feel like it doesn't benefit me in any way and it just doesn't really work for me. So this is by Makeup Revolution. So this is their contour and blend in the shade Light. So this is a product that has the bristles brush on one end and obviously the products on the other end, and the bristles themselves are far too dense, so I feel that they're a bit too strong to kind of blend out. And as you could probably see in the video, it doesn't really do much for me, and I'm trying my best to kind of make it work. And when it comes to like shading and like shadows and stuff, I'm hopeless and stuff like that. So I was trying to use it in the sense of how I would use like a bronzer or something. I know it's going to be doing different things, but when it comes to shadowing and kind of underneath my chin and stuff, I feel like it really doesn't do much and the product just kind of disappears. I got this part of like a haul where I was given a voucher because I'm part of their kind of like affiliate, and then when you get to a certain level you can get a voucher and purchase things, for example. So I thought I'd give this a go. But it's not my favorite product, and I've been trying almost everything that Revolution have come out with in the past year. There's obviously a few things that I haven't picked up because essentially I don't need everything, but this one is probably a miss, just because I feel like it just doesn't really give me what I need, and maybe contour is probably something that I really don't need in general. Like bronzing, I use that just to kind of give myself a bit more dimension, especially if my foundation is way too pale, which happens a lot. But with contour, I think I need to do a bit more research and maybe use a different product because this is not really it for me. So let's go on to some blushes. So the blush that I'm using today is by Troublemaker. So I recently did a full face of Troublemaker because I picked up a ton of their stuff on TikTok Shop because they had like some insane bundles and some really great discounts. So I decided to get essentially a full face, and this blush was probably one of my favorite products in it. So the packaging is quite reminiscent of the Hourglass blush. I can't remember what it's called, but the one with the little button at the bottom, and I really like how this works. So this is a gel blush, and I really like, I tend to only really buy gel and kind of cream blushes these days. It's quite rare that I have any kind of powder ones, just because I feel like for me cream are just going to last me a bit longer and they just look so much nicer for me personally. And I've never really tried many gel ones, and I love how, again, the button works, how much it dispensed, because it doesn't let out too much product, and I did have to apply like essentially like a layer and a half because I wanted a bit more blush, if that makes sense. Like if you're new to my channel or you don't know me personally, I love to use a lot of blush. I tend to look quite clown-like, not intentionally, but that's just like how I like to wear my blush. But this is like a really nice buildable blush, and I think generally this is like £3.50, and it has about 3 different shades. And again, on TikTok shop they're always got some kind of sale on, like they have. I don't think this is part of any bundles because it's still quite new, so I did end up getting this kind of like without a bundle, but it's fine because I really wanted to try it anyway. But yeah, this is in the shade Rosy, and yeah, it's just a really nice blush. I feel like it blends out really easily. It doesn't kind of remove any of my foundation or anything like that. And again, this is just one layer. If I was to add like another kind of like half a drop, then it would obviously a bit more prominent, but I thought I'd go for something a bit more softer on my cheeks today, obviously not my eyes. But yeah, I felt like this looks super nice. So the next blush that I have is by Technic. So this is, I'm very like here and there about, because I picked this up straight away because it obviously is a dupe for Rare Beauty. Really like that blush, and I felt like, you know what, let me just kind of like give this a try, and it is pretty nice. This is in the shade Blessed, and this is this is their cream to like powder blush, and this is not crazy pigmented. It's more like very buildable, and the putty aspect of it, again, I swatched it, but I don't tend to do that. I hate putting my finger in products, like the texture of it, I'm just not a big fan. But yeah, when you kind of build this up, it does give you a lot more effect, and for something that is really affordable. So like the original Rare Beauty one, I can't remember how much it is. I'm pretty sure it's in like the 24 pound mark, I think, and this is like £4. And you know what? I know dupes are very like hit and miss now, like that new kind of Charlotte Tilbury like thing that's been going on, her talking about how dupes are rubbish, and I'm obviously not quoting her, but obviously in the sense of, you know, dupes are not great, and you know, you can't make things super affordable if you want good quality and stuff. But the amount of dupes that I find these days are quite decent. Like, talking of like a dupe, I was literally just talking about this one by Troublemaker, and I'm not saying that it's like the exact same product, but what they're trying to do is obviously replicate something for people who really can't afford like £25, or like what, 40-50 pounds, how much the original blush is. And for me, I picked up the Hourglass one because I really wanted to like treat myself, and then the Rare Beauty one, I just think for me that was pretty affordable, and it was like hype and excitement, and I really love Rare Beauty. Like their makeup is so great. But yeah, if I have an opportunity to try dupe, I always do it, just because I like doing videos for dupes as well, and if I can save any money and get the exact same kind of results, then that's it. But again, this needs a bit more building. Technic are a brand that I love using, and I talk about them all the time on my channel, because I feel like if you do want something that's affordable and you want to do like a full face for maybe 50-60 pounds or something, Technic are a brand that are perfect for that, because a lot of their stuff you can get in the beauty outlet, you can get it on their own website. I'm pretty sure now they have TikTok shop, but even like going to a beauty outlet, if you can go to one, everything's going to be so much more affordable. But yeah, this was called the Soft Bounce blush. Yeah, this has been out for about a month or so, and it's pretty decent. Let's go on to eyes now. So I have 2 eyeshadow palettes, 2 kind of single shadow. So what I'm using today is by Morphe, and I have been using so much Morphe recently because I've been really enjoying what they've come out with. And I did speak about this when I was talking about like, and I did talk about this when I was kind of using this product, about how much Morphe have kind of like changed in that sense of a lot of their makeup I feel is really good now. Not now, but as in like they used to be great as well, but now I've been enjoying their products a lot more. I don't know if it's because of the change, or obviously not making a lot of their like work redundant, because that's just horrible. I mean in the sense of the way that they're producing makeup, and you know, the price wise, I think this palette is maybe £14. It's just a pure matte eyeshadow palette, and it just kind of drew to me because the shades look so gorgeous. I do have one of the other new like mini palettes that was like the 3 shades, and that was like £13 by itself. So if you want maybe just 2 more shades or 2 or 3 more shades, you just spend a couple more pounds and you've got a bigger palette. But this palette I've been using non-stop when I've been going to work and I just want a really simple look. I don't want to add to anything that's so extravagant. I will use this palette because it's just so like universally great. And I mean, the deeper shades I'm not so great at because my blending skills are pretty terrible. But when I've been using some of the lighter shades, mixing them together, kind of like playing around, I think that's such a great palette. And again, it's so affordable, the packaging is nice and just kind of like to the point. I do want to pick up a lot more from Morphe, but again, it's just not like a big staple like in my needs right now. I always want to try new stuff and new exciting things. So let's talk about the next palette, and this is by Troublemaker. So was part of a bundle that I got, part of that massive order. So this is their Day Off palette, and this is a really nice palette. I mean, I've tried this twice now. I don't know why I can't open it, but yeah, it's got a nice mix of just like kind of like lighter tones, greyish tones, and you've got these really random purples, but they're really gorgeous. They're really stunning. I mean, the shimmers are gorgeous themselves, and I think that normally this palette is about £7-8, because I remember now that there's an even bigger palette of this which has a lot more shades, which I believe is like £16, or maybe I don't even know. I can't remember how much they are, but they are like super affordable. Troublemaker are a brand that again have quite a few dupes, not as like Emco Beauty style, but like a couple of like, they look familiar, like they do the Made by Mitchell curve cases that they have their own version of. But yeah, these palettes are really nice. I mean, they're super pigmented, very buildable, they blend really easily, and yeah, they're very cheap as well. Like I said, you can get them in Superdrug, the Troublemaker website and TikTok shop. But yeah, it's a really nice kind of like everyday palette. They have like such a mixture of different ones. They have the small thinner ones that I really like as well, and yeah, the power from them are really good. So then the next eyeshadow palette, essentially it's like a multi-use palette. So again, this is by Revolution, and this is their Amalfi Glow face, eyes and lip palette. So I've used this so many times. I've used this quite a few times on my TikTok as well. So on one side you have the shadows, which essentially you would use these more for eyeshadows. I wouldn't particularly use any of these shades for like a blush or a highlighter or anything, just because I don't really think they're kind of made for that. And on the other side you have your cream products. So a lot of these I use as blushes and as lips. Amazing, so creamy. I mean, lips not so much, just for longevity, but when it comes to blushes I tend to use some of these shades here, and they are absolutely stunning. And I think this by itself is maybe 12 or 13 pounds, if that, and it's great for like multi-use. It is only like one palette by itself. Like they do have kind of like that makeup forever type palette where you have like your greens and your concealers and your other things that to kind of touch up as you go along, but they have like two or three different versions of that, where this is just like a standalone product. It's so nice. Again, everything blends out so nicely. I use so much Revolution because I genuinely feel like a lot of their products are worth it. And again, we have so many misses when it comes to that, i.e. the contour and some of their other products, but most of the time I feel like a lot of their stuff is really, really good. So now we've got some single products now. So we're going to talk about what we have on my eyes today, and this is the number 17 eyeshadow topper. So this is meant to be a quote-unquote dupe of like the Urban Decay Space Cowboy. This is a very different shade though. So this is like a gold, as opposed to, I'm pretty sure Space Cowboy is like a silver tone, which I haven't used it in a while. I might have to dig mine out and use it again soon, because it is an absolutely stunning like eyeshadow. I just wouldn't really use it by itself. I'd obviously use it part of a makeup look, but yeah, this is like £3 or 3.50, and I love number 17. Every time I go to Boots or I go on the Boots app, I'm always looking for like 17 products, because their stuff has some really good dupes as well. So again, like I mentioned, these are good for the single eyeshadows. They have a dupe for the Bobbi Brown cream. They have skin tints. They have like 4 faces, but this is like so affordable. Like they've got the natural collection, which Boots do have, but I feel their stuff is not great. Like it's very like beginners type makeup, where I feel like 17 is like the next level up. I think 17 is like teenager and then you've got number 7, which is like the adult type makeup. But I think natural collection is very like child-esque, very very affordable. Like they have products that are like £1 or £2, if that. And then you've got number 17, which I think the most expensive thing is probably £10 for a skin tint, maybe less than that. But yeah, 17 are a brand that I just really enjoy using. So this is in the shade Comet. I thought it was Stargaze, but it's the name of the kind of product, I guess. But yeah, Comet, and I think there's about 3 or 4 shades. So the next one that we have is by Essence, and this is one of their cream eyeshadows. So this is in the shade Rose. This is so gorgeous. I mean, Essence are now all over the place now, which I love because I've been using them for years and I've been wanting them to be more readily available. So now you can get them in Boots and in Notino, Just My Look, Primark. Primark have Essence and Catrice. I am so freaking happy. And that is the swatch. Like this is amazing. It's like £4 for this, if that, and it will last you ages. If you have oily eyelids, and maybe use it as a topper as opposed to like a single eyeshadow. It does dry down really quickly and it blends out beautifully, but I feel like, again, like me, if you have oily eyelids, I don't think it's going to last you a good full day because of it kind of sinking into like my crease, for example. Like even now it's kind of going into the wrinkles of my hand, and although it will last a little while, I wouldn't trust it to like be there all day. But yeah, I can't talk about how much I love these, and I might pick up a few more shades because it is absolutely stunning. I think I got this on the Boots website because most other places were like sold out. So let's go on to the lips now. So I have 2/3. I'll get to the last one. I'll talk about why. So yeah, this is by Fenty. So this is by no means new, but this is a new shade for me. So this is their Velvet Liquid Lipstick, and I have the shade Fireproof. So I've used 2 shades of these previously, and I don't know what happened to them, but the applicator kept like breaking in them, and that's not a good like look because I absolutely love these liquid lipsticks, and I think they are some of the most amazing long-lasting lip products, especially along with her liquid lipstick as well. Oh my god, that red one, is it Uncensored or something? One of the most amazing liquid lipsticks of all time. And then they came up with this for a few years ago, a good few years ago, but I absolutely love this shade. It's such a gorgeous like brownie tone, and I'm a big fan of like deep browns, and I feel like sometimes if I'm not in like a red mood, which is quite rare, I will use like a deeper nude tone, and this is like a burnt brown, burnt red type thing. I love this shade. I think I got this on Boots during their like £10 sale, which is like every Tuesday, but every week they have like a different kind of like theme, I guess. Sometimes they have like a very heavy makeup week, or they have very heavy like skincare, or well-being and stuff like that, and it's a nice mixture. But yeah, sometimes they have like Huda on £10 or Fenty or this and that, and it's great. So I feel like this was money well spent, and I love the fact that they still have like tons of shades. I think I've used most MVP or something like that, and then one other shade, but I think her liquid lipsticks, like nothing could ever top that, and this is like a good second. But yeah, this shade is like one of my favorite like shades of all time to wear. I love it. So next we have this lip oil by Kulfi, and I got this on the TikTok shop, so they have quite a few things on there now. So they're a South Asian brand, from America. I can't remember where specifically, but they're now available in Space NK, and they have a lot of their lip products on TikTok shop. And I got this on a discount, and I got the shade Black Cherry, and oh my god, this is stunning. It feels so good on my lips. But the thing is, this is a tint, and when I wore it, there wasn't a big tint, in my opinion. Like, I felt like the tint wasn't really there afterwards. It smells, I can't remember, but it doesn't really have a smell to it, which is completely fine because not everything needs to have a smell. But yeah, this is such a gorgeous shade. They've got a ton of shades as well. So if you want like nude tones or deeper tones, this is amazing. I mean, normally I feel like this is quite expensive. I wouldn't have bought it if TikTok Shop didn't have it on sale. I think I got it for like £21, and I think normally it's like £29 or something silly like that for a lip oil. Definitely not worth the £30 mark, but I feel like it is a really nice product for like the less of the £20, and I'm a bit of a cheapskate. But Good Feet I would love to try more of, but it is just a tad too expensive for, I feel like what it is, like they have their own single eyeshadow, which is beautiful. They have blushes, which are beautiful as well. I do need to try a lot more. But again, my money can only stretch so far as like a part-time worker, full-time mum. So, you know, makeup shouldn't really be like on the top of my list, but I like to treat myself. So yeah, one more thing that I do have, which I literally have on today. I just filmed like a TikTok prior to this, but this is like the new Huda Beauty liquid matte mousse, and I bought the shade Berry Brown. So I got this from Sephora just because I needed to add like a few more points to get my next reward, and this is quite nice. I mean, it's very emphasizing of the lines in my lips, which is not something that I love, but the shade wise I love it. My lip liner is by Charlotte Tilbury. This is like a really deep shade, so them together is probably why it's so like grey and deep. But this is in the shade, let me see, Pillow Talk 3 Intense. So yeah, this is like a really deep shade. I got it part of like a little lip and like lipstick duo. But yeah, I really wanted to like give this a go, and it is very comfortable. It's dried down perfectly fine. Again, it's just emphasizing in my lines quite a bit, which again I'm not the biggest fan of. It looks quite grey, and I don't know if that's just because of how it blends out with the lip liner. In the future I'll see how it works like by itself, but I thought I would like add it in the video just because I'm probably not going to talk about it maybe in a video unless I do like another, you know, full face of new products, even though I have tried it. But yeah, that was everything. God, I've been talking for ages. That's nothing new, is it? I mean, when I edit my videos I do sometimes go, my God, why don't you just shut up? But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If there anything that you have been enjoying over the past few months, please let me know. I haven't really been up to much. I've been to like 3 gigs. Look at me, I haven't been to a gig in like a year and a half, and then I went to 3 in the space of like 2 weeks. It was amazing. If you follow me on my Instagram, you would have seen. And if you're my friend, I probably would have told you anyway. But yeah, yeah, let me know what you guys have been up to, and thanks so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers within the next 6 months. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see how far we get. And I'm still so super grateful of anyone that does watch, that does subscribe, like that shabam. And yeah, don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there. I'm always posting multiple things a day. It's insane how much I'm on there. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.